good read so far.
Okay.
It's problem is I haven't had much time to read. When Ed said do a review on it, I was like, bloody hell, I don't read that quick. You know, I take books, you know, a few pages at a time when I'm, you know, waiting in a line, doing something.
You're not reading Eddie Rotten's zombie blog.
Basically, yeah. Or faffing around trying to figure out ways of recording this show.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If enough people buy the Zane Bradys book, maybe there'll be an audiobook that comes out soon, because that would just be awesome to listen to. I'm in the same boat as you are, Jig, where it's kind of hard to find time to read any of these books other than, you know, the 20 minutes that I have at the end of the week. But
when I did start reading that, that first little section I read in like a couple of reads. I'm only like so many pages in, but it really hooks you, and it's such a different take on the zombie virus sort of thing. It kind of like you're reading it going, fuck, you know, this makes sense.
Yeah.
This can actually, and it does great, and it just grabs you, and it's such a good read. It's definitely worth the read. I'll give you that.
Nice. I'll check it out for sure. Gentlemen, I have to take my leave.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you so much, Star.
Thank you for having me. Hope to do it again soon.
Definitely.
All right, you guys, kill them all.
We'll give you a round of applause.
Thank you. No, you're too kind. No, really.
That's okay. Speak to you soon,
all right, take care, guys.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Well, that was
having Star on the show. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was nice to speak to her. And it's good to see. Hopefully we'll have her again on soon. It would have been nice to be able to speak a bit to her about like her back history and where she come from in zombie life and stuff like that.
Right. Because
we'll have to catch her again next time.
She's actually sent in a few things, a backstory on her character, and she has a daughter in real life, and I think she's kind of debating whether or not to have the daughter brought into the story, because most people that come into the story like you did, you have a brother that came in, and and I had an idea of what I wanted to happen to him for several months, but I had to get his character to where people knew who he was and was emotionally attached to him and his character and who he fit in, you know, how he fit in with a group of people before he died. So spoiler alert for anybody that doesn't. Mike T inside the story dies, but there's more to that than just an end.
You know, the hardest part about writing, when I read that, I wrote that little post afterwards, didn't I, that you published and I published.
Yes.
About like when my brother had died and all that. Do you know how hard that was to write? I know my brother's alive and well.
Right.
You know, that's weird. He stays that way. You know, he's alive and well. He's doing well. He's it's hard to read about a family member dying when it's your family member. When it's somebody you don't know, it's different.
Right.
But when it's like your own brother, and I was reading it thinking, fuck me, but you're like, no, he's alive, what am I doing?
Right.
And writing about it, when you're writing about him, the fact that he's dead, you're sitting there thinking, he's not, he's sat at home playing his Xbox. What am I talking about?
Right.
It was definitely a weird experience to write, but it was a fucking good post. But that way, he definitely went a good way.
That's the emotional connect that I think that the EddieRotten.com gives to people and demands from people, because it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the end, because zombies, you die once and then you become a zombie and then there's a whole other story. Zane Bradys proved that. You know, but there's a whole other story after that, and so that doesn't mean that he's necessarily gone forever, because inside the story the ASMZ came and subdued him and
took him
away, and then that's all you know. And so there's more to come from Mike T. I don't know how diligently he reads the blog, but he
probably doesn't read it at all, to be honest. No offense.
No,
he's not that sort of player. I just threw him out there in my part of the story just because he was somebody else,
right.
And then you decided to use him, but he's more interested in sleeping and playing his Xbox. So.
Right. Well, what game?
Unless it's an Eddie Rotten game, there's no chance of him ever.
What games does he like to play? Because I've got a trailer for a video game that I'm waiting to come out that is zombie related. You want to give it a shot?
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
let's see. Tell me if you know what this is.
Alright, if it's not out yet, I'll probably won't have a clue, but... It's not going to be the Walking Dead game, is it?
No. No.
No, okay. I just thought I'd throw it out there beforehand.
Here we go.
Peggy 18.
Just a minute. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Okay.
Sony Computer Entertainment. If I tell you who made it, you're going to get it. So I'm going to skip that.
Okay.
Opens kind of quietly.
Oh, I'm wondering whether it's the new Resident Evil 6 game.
Nope.
Oh, that looks good.
Okay, camera pans down. There's a hand with blood dripping from it.
Hey,
There you are. You okay?
better than that guy.
Search him. We'll take care of his body and then we quit this place.
Bingo.
Come on.
Is it a sequel to
Our
the game?
routine.
No.
Day and night. All we do is survive. It never lets up. He tells me how these streets were crowded with people just going about their lives. Must have been nice.
So, the name of the game is, you got it? You want me to tell you?
Yeah, I haven't got a
Okay,
clue.
The Last of Us. Sony unveiled at VGA 2011 their anticipated new game, The Last of Us trailer by the creators of Uncharted. The Last of Us will launch exclusively on PS3, a survival action game setting in a kind of post-apocalyptic world. Joel, a ruthless survivor, teams up with Ellie, a brave teenage girl, to survive their journey across what remains of a devastated United States. It looks incredible, man. Naughty Dog, they make... I don't know if you played Uncharted, but it's the people that made that, so it's obvious.
Yeah, I have played Uncharted, so it's going to be really good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be really good. If you can look that up online, it's The Last of Us. It looks...
Well, I'm just looking at some clips on Google Images, and that does look... The graphics look fucking phenomenal.
just incredible, yeah.
That's only exclusively for PlayStation, is it? I suppose Enchanted was when it was
I think so, man. It might be exclusive on the PlayStation. I was thinking it was going to go to Xbox too, but maybe not.
I can't say I've ever heard of it, so chances are that's probably going to be a PlayStation only sort of game, but that sounded good. I liked it. I thought, all these games, I was trying to guess it before I heard anything. Trying to be a clever fucking ass. No, there's nothing really talking about zombie games. There's nothing really like zombie-wise I'm looking forward to. Maybe the second part of Dead Island.
Wow, there's a Dead Island 2 coming out?
I don't know whether it's I think there's like a couple of spin-offs. There's one that's already been released, but there's one they're releasing called Riptide, which looks quite good. But my going as far as the question we asked throughout last week goes, Dead Island has got to be my favourite game of all time. I think me and my mates have racked up like 100+ hours on that game.
Dead Island.
And yeah, it's could you get that on the PlayStation or?
No, I have Dead Island and I played it. I'm stuck inside one of the towns now. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm stuck.
Oh mate, honestly,
I have such a hard time getting through it, man. I have to hand the controller over to my son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm such a weenie.
Oh, seriously? Oh, man.
Well, how do you get through, man? How do you get through a city that's full of zombies and half of them can puke like acid vomit?
Use weapons. Use weapons, you know? So I do. I'll tell you what, if you get more into that game, there's things that I found out. They're called, they're like coloured skulls. I don't know if you've seen them lying around.
No, I haven't.
And if you're not, you pick up these coloured skulls and you put them in certain places and you get special, like, layouts for special weapons. Like there was one of them that I had called the Plague Bearer's Knife, where you mix it with, you have to have diamonds, loads of diamonds to buy it, but you mix it with like a dagger with some things. And you throw it in their bag, and it makes them honk up and throw up for ages, and you go and just beat the shit out of them. That's how I got through it. And like, there's an electric, a home run bat it's called, where you baseball bat and you electrify the top of it, and you hit a zombie with it, and knocks them like 20, 30 foot in the air.
Diamonds? Where did you find diamonds from on Dead Island?
Diamonds, there's, on the island where you first start, there's a woman who you give champagne to, and she trades you diamonds for them. Or, you could, I think, actually, no, that's the only place you get them. So you have to get champagne, you have to go and see her, and she gives you diamonds. So, yeah, that's a fantastic game, that is. I'm quite looking forward to the second part coming out.
Yeah, if there's a second part to Dead Island, I would love to see it, because...
Yeah, I'm sure, there was a couple of, let's see if I can find anything on it. There's definitely a Riptide.
The thing with Dead Island, though, is when the trailer for Dead Island came out, it changed everything as far as what people thought video games should be, because there was such an emotional tie to the video game and what was happening inside this trailer. Do you remember that, where it was in backwards first? The trailer for Dead Island is backwards. There's people running backwards.
So no, because it started off, it was a bloke like going up, wasn't it? And he goes through the window, like into the window, and the window sorts itself out behind him. Yeah, and it was all back. It was really weird. And then you watched it in full.
It was a little girl that was thrown out a window by her father because she turned into a zombie after one bit her.
Yeah, that's the one.
And that's such an emotional tie to a video game, and I was like, man, they almost have it here. They're coming really close to having that perfect emotional tie. Video games have come so far. There's another one called Eevee. I think it's... Eevee. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a video game. Let me type in anticipated 2012 PS3 games. Just the things that they're doing are so incredible now that it's hard to do anything but pay attention to it, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a story about this girl. The trailer, I can't remember the name of it, but I will. This girl opens her eyes, and she realizes that she's hooked up to all these hoses and hydraulic little chambers going in and air's going off, and little diodes and electronic chips are being placed into her, and she looks down and she has like half a torso, and then her legs get put on and everything, and then she starts talking like, thank you so much for putting me together like this. This is amazing that you guys are doing this. And then the guy said, okay, well, we're just going to ask you some questions really fast. It's nothing really abrasive. Just answer them as best as you can. And then he said something like, how do you feel about this? And she said, well, I actually don't agree with that. And she showed an opinion that she feels something. And then he said, oh, no, this is all wrong. We're going to have to disassemble you. And so she starts crying because these machines come in to start disassembling her now. And she's got a soul, you know. She's not just hardware that humans have put together. She's got an actual soul. She is an android, but something happened to her. She's got a spirit. And so she actually talks them into letting her stay a living creature. And that's where the trailer ends.
Oh, right. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
So different, I suppose.
Very different.
Strange concept for a game, but...
Yeah, I don't even know where they're going to go from that. How do you make a game out of that? It's kind of
we'll have to buy it and find out, won't we?
Yeah, I will. Why not?
Definitely. I'll have to have a look for that. Eevee is that it's called.
It's something like that. I have to look